Hello everyone, my name is Aqua and welcome to the channel. I'm here to talk about my favorite Kiseki games in tier list form. Yes, it is a tier list video, I know. But for those of you who don't know, my name is Aqua. I do Trails content here on this channel. Mainly, I just stream the Trails games. I'm in the middle of a marathon at the moment. We're in the middle of Cold Steel 1 at the time of recording. I think we're just about to do the field study in chapter 5, and I thought about doing a tier list for all the games. I have completed the entire series currently at the moment, so like I've played Kai or Horizon in Japanese, so I know what goes on over there. And I just would like to put my list of games in an order, and yeah, I mean, this tier list will probably change when I finish my replay. Maybe only slightly. I think I put in a good bit of thought into this tier list. Because I mean, this series is all I think about. It's pretty pathetic. But like I said, I'm doing a marathon over on this YouTube channel. I stream almost every day. Mondays and Tuesdays I stream at around 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then the other days of the week I work, so I don't normally stream until midnight the following day. So like Wednesdays, I don't normally stream until technically midnight Thursday. And then Saturdays and Sundays I'm off. So if you want to go ahead and check out there, I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers here on YouTube. At that point in time, I'm going to be doing a Trails giveaway. I'll be giving away either Sky First Chapter or Trails Beyond the Horizon. Either the first game or the current last game. That's pretty much how it is. But anyway, let's get into my tier list. I kind of want to make this quick, all right? Just so just so it's not a long video. I'm not sitting here rambling about everything. So anyway, we're gonna make this quick. Here on the screen, as you can see, there's this little thing right here. It's my tier list. I just gotta make it bigger, technically. All right, so we're gonna start out first with what is considered not a Trails game at the moment. I haven't played Nayuta, so I can't really give my judgment on Nayuta. Really, I haven't played it. And currently at the moment it's not considered a mainline Trails game, so that is why I have not played it. So we will be dealing with that later when or if it ever does. But next we're gonna be moving up into what is it, the what I call the not skippable but do not like the format tier. All right, I'm gonna be real here. I like Sky the Third. This tier is not made to shit on Sky the Third. All right, it is made to point out that I do not like the format of Sky the Third. I like the story, but the most important thing about Sky the Third is the doors, and I think that I mean, without the doors, I don't think this game would be that great. But I don't like the whole dungeon crawly aspect of it. Despite other games in the series doing it that way, but like in more of a better way. I just don't like the format. As I replayed Sky the Third a couple months ago, I was honestly kind of bored. I love the doors and everything in it, but I just do not like the format of it, and that's just how it is. But I mean, Sky the Third is still a great game. It's not skippable. Anybody that skips this game is an idiot, and they need to get their head checked. So Next is what is it? The B tier. All right. Trails Through Daybreak 2. All right. This game plays magnificently. It plays great. But this is considered probably the worst Trails game. And that's mainly because of Act 3. Act 3 of this game is not that great. There's a lot of issues I have with Act 3. It is slow. It, like almost anything that happens that it isn't very interesting. There's like one or two aspects of it towards the end of that act that is really great. But other than that, it kind of sours what was a really great game. Because before that you have the intermission, which is amazing. It's probably one of the best intermissions ever in a Trails game. But Act 3 sours pretty much the entire game for me. So I don't know if that's going to be a hot take or anything like that, because I have it lower than a few other games on here. But that's just how I feel. Next we have the A tier, which is filled up with pretty much almost the rest of the series. All right. I'll go from the least to the best, I guess, in the A rank. So we have Trails in Sky, second chapter. I like Trails in the Sky second chapter. As you can tell, I mean, it's an A tier. But the issue is, as I was going through my replay, I was kind of bored. Again, probably the same with Trails in the Sky third. I wouldn't say it's the format of it, but a good bit of the what's the word? A good bit of like the repeating of different of like going to area. Oh my God, it's Ouroboros. Oh my God, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then the chapter with the Tetracyclic Towers, which was just filler. I felt like the game ran longer than it needed to be. And that's just my opinion. I know a lot of people put Sky second chapter above first chapter, but as I replayed first chapter, both remake and and the OG, it's just I think it's just better. I think first chapter is just better. Next we have Trails in the Sky. Oh God, not Trails in the Sky. Trails of Cold Steel 4. All right. The worst of the Cold Steel games, and what I feel like kind of ruins what Cold Steel 3 set up. But it's still a fun game. I still enjoyed Cold Steel 4. I mean, I still cried at the end. I mean, just how it is. I love Cold Steel in general. I love the entire arc. But I think Cold Steel 4 is definitely the worst. Cold Steel 4 suffers from the same thing that I guess Cold Steel 2 suffers from, and which we'll move into that as well. It suffers from the have to gather your friends issue, because all your friends are like lost or separated, so you have to gather your friends. So it's a lot of filler. But otherwise, they both end off for like I think they end off really well. Cold Steel 4 has a good ending, I think. And like the mechanic of the ending in Cold Steel 4 is really good. Cold Steel 2 is the same way. The whole filler of gathering all your friends can be a little monotonous. But then after you like get to the finale of Cold Steel 2, and then go into the epilogue or whatever. It's so good. So I mean, they're, like I said, they're all still A tier. These are all still A tier games. Almost every game in the series is like insanely good. Next is Trails in the Sky First Chapter. The best way to start the series, period, is Trails in the Sky First Chapter. It is the foundation of the series. that is all I have to say. It's the foundation of the series. It's one of the best games in the series. You're introduced to so many of the starting characters that you love throughout the entire, like, at the moment, 12 or 13 games. So there's Cold Steel 1. Cold Steel 1 is the foundation of pretty much the second half of the series at the moment. Like how first chapter is the foundation for the entire series, but mainly so the foundation of the first half. Cold Steel 1 is pretty much the foundation for the second half. It is. I'm going through it right now. I'm in chapter 5. I forgot how great this game was. It's just so comfy. It's got a nice structure to it. That, like, the biggest issue is that this is where Falcom stopped, like, having a bunch of voice lines. So we had the bank on Nisa, or not Nisa. We had the bank on Exceed voicing a lot more lines than they were asked to. And even that got them in trouble. So after Cold Steel 1 is Trails into Reverie. Great. Trails into Reverie is Sky the Third, but better, in my opinion. This is how Sky the Third should, like, I mean, obviously there's technical aspects, you know. I'm not gonna dog Sky the Third because it's an old game. All right. But Reverie is Sky the Third, just but better. Reverie has and it's also the perfect bridge from Cold Steel into Daybreak, in my opinion. But it is a bunch of stuff from, like, Cold Steel, the Crossbell games, mashed into one, and I think it's like the perfect blend. So yeah, that's just how I feel about how I feel about it. If you guys have any, like, questions or comments on, like, my explanations of why I like certain things this way, you can put them in the comments. I know I'm not very good at explaining stuff, and I'm kind of just going by the seat of my pants here for this tier list. But Trails into Reverie, one of my favorites. Now we're gonna get into, like, what I consider my top 5. All right, Cold Steel 3. Cold Steel 3, my favorite Cold Steel game. The ending of Cold Steel 3 is what solidifies this. All right. But it's also a great step up from Cold Steel 2. Gameplay wise, voice acting wise, animation. I mean, like, it's the first console specific Charles game. It was just great. It was just great overall. It is my favorite Cold Steel game, and I will always love this game. This game will always probably be in my top 5. Right after that, we have Trails Through Daybreak, which is, again, how Cold Steel 3 was to, like, to the series or whatever. Daybreak is also the next step in that. The new combat we got, the new characters, new arc. Daybreak 1 is so good. All right, it's a lot darker than the rest of the series, because people just start dying. To, like, start actually dying. That you see, it's insane. Daybreak, like, introduces me to some of my favorite characters. Vaughn, or Van, however you want to pronounce it. Van's, like, one of the great, like, I think the best MC in the series. Elaine is my favorite character by far. So we get like additional, like, you know, grown up, like, pretty much grown up Ren. It's so good. Like, And, you know, there's only 3 other games left in the series. So I think you can probably go ahead and tell how the rest of this tier list is going to go. I had to put Zero and Azure in their own tier. As I was replaying these games a few months ago, I've come to realize that these games are just by far better than pretty much 90% of the rest of the series. Zero and Azure break the mold of what you expect in the series. The introduction of the cult, the introduction of the setup for the Western American Trade Conference, which is like one of the biggest defining events that happens in the series. It's insane. Like Zero is pretty much Sky the Fourth. All right, you get all of the conclusion that you wanted from the Sky series in that game. Zero is the continuation. Azure is a continuation of what was set up in Zero, and it comes to an amazing climax. A climax that even in Cold Steel 2, where Sarah is just like, what in the world is going on over in Crossbell? All right. And it also sucks that it took us so long. It took us 10 years, over 10 years for the Western audience just to get these games. And they're by far like the best in the series. I put Azure over Zero, but that's just because of the events that happen in Azure. I essentially see Azure and Zero being pretty much like the same game. All right, it's like how Cold Steel 1 and 2 was pretty much one game. I see Azure and Zero pretty much being one game. So, and that leaves us to the triple S tier. Pretty much to hype up the game that comes out next month. Trails Beyond the Horizon, or Kai no Kiseki for people that played it in Japanese. You guys are not ready. For those of you that do not know, you guys are not ready for this game. This game is by far the best in the entire series. The additions to the gameplay going from Daybreak 2 into Kai, or into Horizon, it is insane. It is like I can't even talk about it because it's spoilers. All right, you are not ready for this game, and I am waiting for people to play this game so I can sit back with my popcorn and watch all the reactions. All right. Anyway, that is my tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope, even if you didn't enjoy it, leave a comment. Give me a like or dislike on the channel. Remember, I am doing a marathon of these games. I'm in the middle of Cold Steel 1. I'm going from one game to one game to one game to the next game, all right? Up until I get to Horizon, which I probably won't even be able to play at launch because I'm definitely not going to be up there by the time it comes out. Anyway, I hope you guys like this. Hit that like, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.